Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, November 23rd, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I look for and am expanded by what love is doing in the world. And as I sat down for this astro, the song that I heard is the song Higher. I think it's called Higher. Your love keeps lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. I have to show you. Meanwhile, Cat Wolf has taken residence on the altar. So, we are being overlooked by Wolf Gargoyle for this new moon Jupiter direct day. What a day. All right, so we have a new moon today helping us go higher. New moon energy is beautiful for holding space for intention, planting seeds of intention. And this is because we have the sun and the moon focused in energy. So our work is to focus our energy with the sun and the moon and align as best as we can. And with it at 1 degree Sagittarius, just barely in Sagittarius, 1 degree is the degree of love. So holding space for love, holding intention for love, looking for love in the world, like I mentioned, is all going to support your intention. Now, we also have Jupiter direct. Don't worry, I'm not done with that. We also have Jupiter going direct today. Actually, within 5 minutes of the new moon, apparently, we have Jupiter going direct in Pisces. And when I looked at the Sabian symbol for the new moon, I was like, whoa, this definitely feels very connected to Jupiter in Pisces. I've mentioned it before, but Jupiter, Pisces energy is the final sign of the zodiac, and it's kind of like the culmination of all of the signs, all of the energy. And so anything goes when we have Piscean energy coming up, especially the final degrees, and especially where Jupiter's like, oh, you didn't notice that? Let me make it bigger for you. Jupiter, being the ruling planet of Sagittarius, is potent in this new moon energy, which means these karmic Piscean energies are also potent in this new moon. So the Sabian symbol for 1 degree Sagittarius is retired army veterans gather to reawaken old memories. And that's so interesting to me, those old memories, and just even the veterans energy brings to the mind the energy of war. And whether you have been in a war in this lifetime or have loved ones in a war, we've all been touched by war one way or another. Sometimes I look at the world and I'm like, really? We're still doing this? It shocks me with how far we've come with so many things that killing is still the answer. But I think as long as it's the love of power over the power of love, I think that that's probably going to be the way it goes, right? So we're all shifting that. However, we gotta recognize, you guys, we gotta recognize, we have to recognize that we do all still carry the warrior archetype within, and we do carry wars within, and we do start wars within, whether they're wars with ourselves, even though we don't act on them, wars with others, where we are displeased with them, where we want that control, any of that energy. And so to me, this is asking us to recognize where within ourselves we are carrying and still expanding in and through that energy, and where we can bring love to it. Now, I'm not saying that sometimes we don't need to fight, right? We have Mars archetype, we have Aries archetype, we have some Scorpio energy. There's places where that energy may need to stand up. And yet, to me, this feels like a karmic unwinding potentiality in and through this energy. This is also not about denying various war happenings or anything. It's just looking kind of within. What does the energy of war bring up in you? What do you feel when you feel in and through it? That's something I tend to avoid a lot of times. And yet I have vivid war memories from other lifetimes. I will tell you this. As a child, I was convinced that my sister told me when an airplane flew over that I needed to dive under the bed and hide. And I've asked her about it so many times. I'm like, did you do this? Did you say this to me? And she's like, no, I swear I didn't. And she's not the kind to like lie to me. But I have that vivid memory, and I believe it was actually from another lifetime, because anytime I look back and I'm like, oh, wow, okay. It's so real. It's so real. Anyway, so we've all been touched by this energy. This and other memories that kind of keep us stuck in patterns. And this is part, I feel like, of this Jupiter retrograde in Pisces, was to jostle us. You know how you like tighten, and you know, when you're trying to open a tight jar, you'll tighten it a little bit and loosen it a little bit before you can get it open. It feels like it's that kind of thing. We're the jar, and Jupiter's like, come on, these stuck things are keeping you stuck in these patterns. We're in such a huge time of shifting pattern. So in this new moon, paying attention to any of that that comes up. In the notes that they have here, it just talks about the perpetuation of the spirit of struggle for power. Where, even within yourself, are you struggling for power? And where can you release that into that love energy and looking for love in the world? In fact, that is our word of the day. It's not turning into word, but I am loving everything you are all sharing. That's so fun. What do you see in the world that makes you see that, like, love is rising despite all of the craziness that's happening? Where do you see love rising? So tuning into that in this new moon energy, sharing that will just light up your field and light up everybody else's field. So that's super beautiful. Into Jupiter retrograde a little bit more, or Jupiter direct. So Jupiter has been retrograde since July. It has been retrograde in Pisces since October 27th, I believe. And it will be direct in Pisces until, I believe it's December 23rd. Sometimes I get my dates confused, but it's right around there. So we have just about a month more of Jupiter finishing up in Pisces for our sun in Sagittarius experience. If there is bonkers energy during this time, this is that. This is Pandora's box that has everything in creation in it that we need to be aware of. However, if we are willing to face our karma, if we are willing to hold that sense of responsibility in it, and if we're willing to look for the lessons, that's part of Sagittarius energy. Why I'm grateful for being a Sagittarius is where can I look for these lessons so that I can evolve and shift and change from this energy. So if you're willing to look for that, that will support you over this next month where Jupiter in Pisces can go a little bit bonkers. Besides the new moon, which I'm not going to dig into any further beyond reminding you to think bigger and take aim, that's part of the Sagittarius energy. Be creative with your intentions. And remember, there's so many things you can intend for. You can intend for $1 million. You can intend for world peace. You can intend for health and happiness for the world. You know, what is on your heart to hold the space of intention in this new moon? Besides that energy, though, the moon's actually finishing up in Scorpio through the beginning portion of the day. The moon is going to be connecting to Neptune. Interesting dream time space, connecting to Pluto first thing in the morning. So that might be, again, where you have some of those energies that are coming up to be alchemized, worked through, shifted. There may be some intensity in that. And then Moon and Jupiter connecting before the Moon shifts. The Moon's not going to shift into Sagittarius until 12:15 p.m. Pacific time. And then the new Moon happens at 2:57 p.m. So it might be, again, kind of like a little sleepy day with the Moon kind of void, of course, working that transformation energy. Jupiter direct, like I said, within 5 minutes of the new Moon. No coincidences. It just feels like such a beautiful karmic unfolding time. Speaking of karmic unfolding time, I haven't actually looked at these cards. So, rebirth, rebirth at the top of the cards. Oh, interesting. Ooh, wow. This is my looking at the cards experience, and I'm like, whoa. Sometimes it's the astro that makes me go like, whoa. Today it's the cards. Rebirth. Experiencing in reverse. This experiencing card is the lessons card. It's in reverse. It's like some of these old lessons are coming back up. Possibly some old Thunderbolt moments. I have the Thunderbolt card. It is in reverse. Any of this old stuff, whether, again, it's war stuff, energies within you that you've been holding potentially beyond this lifetime, it's coming up to shift the veils, doubly shift the veils, and help you move forward. The awareness card and the beyond illusion card. That was at 11:11. So these are powerful energies helping you renew ultimately your innocent being. There's that beautiful innocent being at the top of the rebirth card. So trust. Again, if your morning feels a little be present in that energy, because it is setting you up to change your patterns, to make a shift, and then to look for love. So remember, word of the day is, what love are you seeing rising in the world that is inspiring you to more loveliness in the world? Besides that, you can book a reading. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. As of December, I will be doing my 2023 year ahead readings. Here they come, incoming. I think after my birthday, I will start officially booking those. I'm still gathering all of my notes for 2023. So, but be on the lookout for that. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.